All right, are you guys ready? All right, we've got another minute or two until we start the show. So with that being said, as always, sharing is caring, and I'm going to give you guys a link where you can share the stream. It'll only take about 2 seconds to do that, but I really appreciate it. There you go. Boom, for you guys on the YouTube side and for you on the Twitch side. Don't panic. I mean, yes, panic. Panic is always good. Num num num, feed your chaos demon. Alright guys, share those posts, and once you're done, then we'll start. All right, guys, before you're alarmed, yes, I am in my 2D model for the show. I think we're going to make it so I always use my 2D model here. I didn't want you guys to freak out. I didn't want you guys to panic, not in the good way. Not in the yummy, delicious way. Bum, 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 bum. So we got a little bit to talk about before we actually get our first guest here. It's showtime. It's showtime. Hi. Hello, friends. Hello, everyone. Hello, Rare Drops. Hello, 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 Rare Drops family members and new friends. My name is Skull's Nightshade, and welcome to Talk of the Afterlife, where we talk about things beyond the world of the living. So, every show, I give you guys a brief explanation about what we're doing, and this is our 3rd episode. So we've had 2 episodes before. Our first one included 2 guests. Our last one was in VR chat, and then we're returning to this stage for the 3rd one. This week, we will have Krono Katastrophy with us, and I'll introduce you guys to him in just a moment. But first, I do have a few announcements I want to give. So first and foremost, I got invited to the Twitch the blah blah blah. I almost said Twitch Unity Guild, the Twitch Pride Guild, which is one of their Unity guilds. And I'm really excited. It's to promote and create a positive environment for LGBTQ streamers and things like that. So I'm really excited about that. That's awesome. And I'm already in the Twitch Black Guild, so now we're in 2. We're almost taking over the world. We got a few more to join. The next thing today, after we do our show and Fashion Friday, I will be doing a sponsored stream segment and playing a game with you guys that we've been kind of low-key talking about the entire week. Those of you on the YouTube side, just keep in mind, if you're watching live, that this segment will be only on Twitch. But those of you VOD watchers, it doesn't matter to you. All right, let's see. There's something else I need to announce. Afterlife a reference? No, I did Afterlife way before Cyberpunk. I don't know why everyone always thinks that's the reference and not like the actual Afterlife. That's yeah. That's always so funny to me. Not the actual Afterlife that's existed for bajillions of years. The club in Cyberpunk that's existed for only a few. But yeah. So there was something else I wanted to tell you guys and I don't remember. Oh goodness. Okay. Well, let's see. Sponsored stream. Oh yes, Inzoi. So I am now in the Inzoi creator program.
Madam, your thighs are quite bountiful today.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. But yes, I am in the creator group for Inzoi, which I'm really excited about. So if you guys are playing Inzoi, you don't have to even purchase anything. I don't think there is. I mean, I haven't seen anything in game you can purchase. I'm sure there probably is somewhere. But if you go to the options menu and go to gameplay, there's a place that says like add creator code. You'll add the code Nightshade and then boom, you're supporting my stream. And that's for anyone, whether you're playing a whole lot or you're just trying it out for a second. Like I ask you, please support my my code and kind of help them, I guess, see me more as a creator. There's a lot of issues with representation and I'm not that type of talk show, so I'm not going to get into it. But there's a lot of issues with representation with Inzoi and just a lot of games in general. So, you know, it's good to see people kind of outside of the what like they normally represent get a little bit of recognition there. And I think that's it. That's all for our announcements. So it is time to introduce our guest. Give me just a moment. Let me go get him from backstage and then we will return, okay? I'll see you guys in just a minute, all right? All right, everyone, are you ready to meet today's guest? Well, some of you are meeting him for the first time, but quite a few of you guys know him. Okay, tonight we have Krono Katastrophy. He is a gear expertise specialist who loves dual wielding, MMOs, gacha games, and is just, all around a cool guy.
Is this thing on? Hello?
Oh my gosh.
Where am I?
What do you mean, where are you?
What happened? What happened?
Okay, well, I drug you here so you could be on my talk show.
Oh, that's right.
I told you that.
Hey guys, what's
I
up?
told you that before I knocked you out.
Before you gave me like 3 seconds. Hey, I'm about to knock you out. We got to go somewhere.
Time.
But what? And I'm out. I was out. That was it. That's all I had. That's all I had a chance to say.
All right. Well, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Krono. Most of you guys know me from PSO2 streams or just general gameplay, whether it be an MMO or, like you mentioned, gachas recently. I live by the moniker of optimization over meta. Maybe everything you like to do may not be the meta thing to do, but there's always a right way to do it. Yeah, that's about it. That's me.
He's cool. Also, I don't know if I told you guys that.
I'm all right.
So
I came prepared and dressed. I put on my my official coat instead of
yeah, but you're not even wearing a shirt, bro. I mean,
yeah, listen, the nips are put away though, because like, chat gets really weird about that sometimes. So I was like, I gotta make sure I put on my like actual, proper coat.
But
today.
you're still not wearing a shirt, so you just have your abs out.
But like the nips are put away, so it's fine,
Well, let's see. All right. Well, how about this? YouTube, if we get 1 million likes on this video, I will play Krono's abs like a xylophone with my tail.
Like a xylophone, really?
Yeah, bro.
All right. Well, if that's what we have to deal with, that's what we have to deal with. But it is gonna be 1 million likes, so you gotta get that like goal up.
Yeah. Yo, Katie, thank you for the raid.
Yo.
What a moment to raid into.
Right? Awkward.
Welcome, Raiders. Welcome. My name is Skulls Nightshade. I'm an official creator for PSO2 NGS. I love a lot of SEGA stuff. I love fashion. And this is our monthly talk show we do on the last Friday of every month. And we're here with our guest, Krono.
Hi, hello.
He's Krono. He's cool.
I am a person.
Yes, thank you guys for getting that shout out. And you guys make sure to check out Katie, especially if you like Phantasy Star.
Especially for like actual optimization.
Yeah. Also, thank you guys so much for following. I'll make sure to give big hype to followers a little bit later for sure. Is that the Krono? Yes, I got the Krono to come to my show. Isn't that crazy?
No, this is Patrick. Anyway.
So I have a question. This is not a normal question. Have you ever been on a talk show before?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I mean, I could tell.
Not a single time.
All right, so next question.
If it's not obvious, right? Like, I know I've done like like I feel it's weird even saying this after what we talked about before this started, but like I've done like podcasts and I've done like I've been invited to things or whatever, but like I guess interviews and stuff like that, but not really like a talk show.
Yeah, talk show, not a podcast, everyone, okay? Remember, it's not a podcast. Do you see us sitting in a casual living room with 2 microphones in front of our face? No. Do you hear us talking about everyday shit that doesn't matter that we could talk about not on camera? No, this isn't a podcast.
I think I might have struck a nerve, guys.
All right. So, how long have you been creating content?
That's a good question. I think we went back and looked. And I want to say like my real stint in creating content was 7-8 years ago, I want to say. It was when I started making YouTube videos for base PSO2 back on the JP side. I just got really irritated that there were things I needed to know, I wanted to know that I just couldn't find. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just stream then, I guess, and ask people there. And then when they gave me the answers, I just, copied homework and put it into YouTube videos.
You're not supposed to tell them that, but
Listen, you always credit,
I
okay?
appreciate
But
the transparency.
all of YouTube is copying homework. You just have to credit. That's why the saying "give credit where credit is due" exists. Okay.
Yeah, we're on the percent meta right now on YouTube. It seems instead of something situation was crazy. So
Exactly.
I get it. Yo, Yellow Cat, thank you for the sub. 4 months in the afterlife, never felt more alive. Oh, I'm glad. I want it to be like a good, happy place you guys can just vibe with and stuff like that. Fine, I'll do it myself. Krono became a content creator out of spite, it seems. Yeah.
It was kind of like
definitely
that,
agree. Yeah.
I can't say it wasn't that, because it was a lot of it was just like I felt this feeling of like wanting to know specific things, and like if I have this feeling, there has to be other people who have thought the same thing, right? And I started making some videos, and I was like, oh, oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. So
yeah. Also, a side note, hi YouTube side. I want you guys to know I see you out there. So that's kind of what you told me when it came to content creation, because you remember, like, funny enough, probably my best ever performing shorts video was a VR chat video I made because I couldn't figure out how to fix the comfort turning.
I remember that day.
And I looked and I searched and I looked up everything I could possibly find about it because I didn't know what it was called. Because that's not comfort. I don't know why it's called comfort turning. Hey,
Comfort
don't break
turning.
stuff. Stop that. Anyway. But yeah, I made a video because it was hard for me to find, and it's not the biggest video, but every once in a while, like to this day, someone will comment and be like, yo, I've been looking for hours to try to figure this out, or I've been like searching for like weeks and I couldn't figure out why my VR chat's doing that.
Yeah, I remember that day we talked about it. You were like, yeah, I finally figured it out. I was like, okay, cool, we'll make a video. Like, I could make it a short. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, damn sound guy. Don't blame the sound guy. He's fine.
I've been the sound guy. Don't blame the sound guy, all right? He puts a lot of work in, okay? I'm not going to have you out here just throwing dirt on the sound guy's name, all right?
So, Mr. Catastrophe. Yes, that is his voice right there with that ara.
I didn't consent to this.
Mr. Catastrophe, could you give us an ara for the chat?
You really going to hit me with that right now?
You don't have to. I'm asking.
All right. Ara.
All right, I hope you guys got your screenshots. I mean,
That's the best you're going to get.
I
hope you guys screenshot the ara, man. I really hope so.
I meant clips, not screenshots. Okay, well.
Truth be told, that's only the second one ever.
The first one is
literally the clip.
Sound you guys have.
The sound clip you have.
Yeah, I did not waste that opportunity.
We'll enjoy it. It's not happening again.
Okay, so let's see.
Hooray!
What's your favorite color?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with a very solid gray. No, I'm saying red. Red
I was
definitely
about to say, do you even
Red's
know?
definitely my favorite color.
Damn, I could answer that.
I like color combinations, honestly, but red's kind of like the one constant.
Yeah, I like Han purple.
Han
is
purple.
really pretty. Yeah.
I'm sorry, my favorite color is chartreuse. I know we're going with it. No, I'm joking.
Chartreuse is a color. What?
I know.
I'm sorry,
I know.
it's more than one syllable. Every color is not just like blue, gray, red. Some colors like, purple,
I didn't realize I came on the
Periwinkle.
show to be yelled at. Oh yes, periwinkle, the best color.
I mean, some of my hair is periwinkle.
Chat, raise your hand. Which one of you has a favorite color that is periwinkle?
I feel like anyone out there who likes pale purple might like periwinkle, and they just don't realize that that's it. That's the hue of purple that they like.
What if you had the specific purple and someone told you that's periwinkle? Like, how would you feel about that? Tell the truth, chat. Sorry, no.
All right, well, I'm just gonna.
You're just gonna check out now. You're just gone.
Yeah, security. Security, get this man out. Oh God, not me, not me, not me, not me, him. Thank you.
Like red, black, and white, and a
All
man
right, so that's
after
the
my
end
own
of our
taste.
talk show today,
Wow,
guys. Thank
I'm
you for
just
joining
gone.
me for
All right.
Talk of the
That's
Afterlife.
crazy.
We just yeeted our guest into space.
That's
It's
crazy.
a first
I'm just
here
gone.
on Talk of the Afterlife.
Help!
Okay, cry baby. Oh God, that's me.
Bring me back. It's
You
cold
know,
out
honestly,
here.
I don't know how. I don't know
It's
how.
cold out here. Help!
I don't know how.
You know how you threw me off the
Fuck.
screen?
I don't know how to bring
It's
you
cold
back.
in space. Help,
I don't
please.
know how to bring you back.
Please
Oh
help.
God, what did I do? What have I done?
Hang on, does this change anything? What if I click and do this? Does this help at all?
Wait. Oh, ah!
You won't get away with this!
I can't breathe out here. Help, please.
Okay, I kind of.
She threw me out here without a rope.
I kind of fucked up. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let me grab
Help!
you.
What, please? I am not to be gripped.
No. Ah!
I am not to be gripped.
No, I'm
please.
being yeeted. Crap. What did I do? Okay, well, our guest is gone now.
I can't believe you've done this. I didn't even get any questions.
Okay, get
She said,
smaller
"What's your
and scoot
favorite color?" And
over.
then you said, "Get smaller."
Yeah, and scoot over.
Okay, how small am I?
To
Is
the-
that
to-
good?
Yeah, that's perfect. To the right.
Now go over this way.
Yeah. Right. Let's have it more.
Oh, that.
There you go. You smell bad. I don't want you to be close. All right.
Wow.
So,
Wow. All right. That's
so
like
Mr.
that, huh?
Catastrophe, since you've been streaming and making YouTube videos, what is your favorite project or creation that you've ever worked on?
Favorite project I've ever worked on. That's a tough one. Honestly, it's a recent one. Probably the free-to-play series. One I'm
Yeah.
gonna probably go back and do again. It's been one of those. That's not true. No. It's definitely gonna be the class interviews.
Yeah.
Class interviews was. I know we kind of joked about like I became a content creator out of spite, but the class interviews was like I made videos out of spite at that point.
Yeah,
Because
you did.
I was tired of people telling me about classes that I like spend tons of time talking with people who are way better at the game than I am.
Yeah, I feel like they always
understanding.
justified it by being like, "Oh, well, you play this class or you play that class." I remember that.
Yeah, I was fed up. So I was like, I'm gonna talk to people that are just way better and like they can tell you directly and you can tell them they're wrong and we'll see how that works. So I got to talk with a lot of really, really good players. It's a lot of fun. I haven't got a chance to talk with everyone yet. But it's not easiest trying to schedule everything. Some people have been really, really great about that. Others, it's been a little back and forth. But I would say definitely the class interview series has probably been my favorite that I've worked on so far.
And as a side note, Katie was just in here. Weren't they super helpful or something with like the Discord server?
Yep. Without Katie's Discord, I would not have met half of the people I met to even make the class series in the first place. A lot of people were like really hyped about it. And like I found out they were all talking about me and they're just in that Discord. I was like, oh crap. All right, cool. What's up, guys?
Yeah. No, they do some really awesome stuff when it comes to like combat related stuff, damage related stuff. And you love to see it. I really hope that one day NGS highlights stuff like that a little more.
Oh yeah, for sure. Katie actually does a lot of does all the rankings for all the ships every week.
Yep, every single week.
The way they're posted.
For the
So
arts
like
records,
that's
right.
Well, like thankless work for sure.
Oh yeah.
Which is super, super awesome. They actually go through all that stuff. So
yeah, I always try to at least throw a like when I see it because that is awesome.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you mentioned your free-to-play series earlier, and I actually really like it. That's something I recommend to a lot of people when they're starting off. Is like if you just want something to help you kind of figure out what to do from like the perspective of you being a new player, this is it. Because like the main thing I mentioned, and we've talked about this before, but the main thing I mentioned when it comes to guides, sometimes that like really irritates me when I'm watching them. 'Cause for me, I have a hard time following along, right? And I always try to keep that in consideration when I write my own guides. It's like, what if someone isn't just picking up everything or knows like the nuance to everything I'm saying? But like looking at it from the perspective of someone who's played for a long time or played and is knowledgeable, even if it's not for super long, is so different than a new player. There's things that like we don't think about that can cause confusion or cause problems in the beginning because we just know that they're there. We're used to seeing them, right? It's like if someone like came to Earth and they didn't know how to breathe air,
Yeah,
and we
for
try
sure.
to explain breathing air to them, and we're like, just pull it in through
Just
your
breathe.
nose. Yeah,
Just breathe,
exactly,
forehead.
exactly.
It's not that hard. Just breathe. It's not. It's definitely something I actually want to revisit again. The free to play series specifically, just because over time, like things change, and I like to kind of go back and do that process again to keep my mind fresh there. Because there are a lot of people that do come around the stream and they're like, hey, this video helped me out, or this video helped out, or I'm new and I don't really understand this. Like, how can I go through this? And what you find out is like a lot of people really don't remember what it was like when they first started. Like they don't remember what certain things, like what they did and what they actually went through. And it kind of keeps me grounded in like what actually happens at the start of the game. That way I can help kind of relate to those people as they start to come in and things like that.
Oh yeah, I love that though, because a lot of reasons why I made some of my like menu guides or beginner-esque guides is literally because of questions people have asked me when I'm like, hey, try PSO2, and they started for the first time, and I get the same few questions that are just like things I would never really consider putting in a guide, right?
Yeah.
But because like you see that's where the problem occurs, you end up putting it in there, and it helps a lot of people, right?
Yeah, and you see the same things over and over again, like over and over, like just and those things like you get them consistently. You're like, okay, maybe I should actually put time in like making a video about this or talking about this somewhere where people can actually reference it, because obviously this is a pain point, right? Like people are having problems with this, so
Yeah, that's very true, and that is a very good way to put it. Okay, so next question. It doesn't have to be specifically a game that you currently stream, but what is your favorite game to stream?
my favorite game to stream.
Again, it can be different than your normal games because sometimes, we don't really stream games as much because they may not really do very well. But like,
Yeah,
you can
no,
just choose any game you like. Like, what's your favorite game to stream?
I mean, it kind of fluctuates depending upon what's going on. I kind of enjoy the streams of like some of the, like recently it's been Phantasy Star Universe. Just because it pulls like the people from those communities kind of out, and like you get to interact with them and talk with them and stuff like that. Like for example, we like, obviously Kai. Kai does his PSU streams every other Friday, and I went and hung out with him while he was streaming and I was recording and stuff like that. And some of the devs or the GMs from the PSU server showed up in his stream because we were in the lobby just spamming. You know how like when you say the same thing like in Phantasy Star, like it overlaps and gets bigger?
Yeah.
Like that happens in old Phantasy Star games as well. So we were doing that in the lobby of PSU, in the ultimate lobby where everyone at endgame is. Like everyone's in like one lobby basically. So we started doing that over and over again, and like the GM started coming out and the GMs joined in on it as well, and it was super funny. So like it's just about being a part of like those smaller communities where like those sort of things tend to happen, and it's just really, really funny. But those are like probably the more fun streams I tend to have is with those situations. Recently with the tribe community, that was pretty cool. I'm interacting with a lot of them too. But yeah, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Okay. I would say if I had to choose, it would probably be VR chat.
Understandable. VR chat tends to be pretty fun.
If like there were certain things, which there's new features to make it a bit easier, but if there were certain things that worked a little bit better. Also, I feel like personally, like my VR chat streams, they're now starting to do a little bit better, but like before they didn't do well at all. So it's kind of hard to justify doing something that was like so out of the ordinary for me on stream. I felt like I don't want to like shock you guys with stuff, but it's a lot different now. So, but I love that you're doing that with PSU. I'm so glad because you've been wanting to get back into it for a while.
Yeah, PSU was like that was my start with Phantasy Star games. So like it was going back and playing is always nostalgic for me. Even if it's like stuff I didn't get a chance to do at the time, it's still like just going back to some of the old lobbies. I still run around in Ethan's outfit basically because it's just like running around in Ash's outfit, but Ethan's was way cooler back then. But like, you know, it's just the nostalgia is always there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's how I feel when I play a lot of old Sonic games. Well, I will say I have something planned, and funny enough, it's VR chat related. That is very targeted towards old Phantasy Star fans.
Ooh,
and
I
I'm
know
talking with the person. You know the person.
Mhm.
There's someone who is a really big Phantasy Star fan in VR chat who's putting some really cool things together. And we're planning to do a special stream soon, so just keep an eye out for that.
That should be fun. If it's what I
Yeah.
think it is, like I've messed around with it a little bit beforehand, and
A little,
it's
but they're actually working on
really
something
fun.
else, and I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it because I just learned about this.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
I'm excited. I'm
Yep,
excited.
it's like that,
the
but
last
like
thing was
times 100 apparently.
that's sick. The last thing I played was like really fun, so
Mm-hmm.
and quite a workout actually too.
Yeah.
If you really got into it, so yeah.
What the?
We'll
Phantasy
see.
Star Workout Simulator.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Phantasy Star Fit.
Fit.
Make
to
sure
see
you
Star.
fit into your base wear.
Fit to see Star online.
All right, so since tomorrow's your birthday, Mr. Krono, also chat, make sure you say happy birthday to Krono in chat. We can see you on both the YouTube and Twitch side. I know we
Morph.
haven't really been responding a whole lot with us focusing on topics, but please say happy birthday to Krono because we probably won't be online tomorrow. So we might be hanging out tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh, I was planning on being online tomorrow.
Okay,
but
just
we'll see.
kidding. He's gonna be online tomorrow. I'll try to be with him then.
We'll
All
see
right.
what happens.
So, since tomorrow is your birthday, I'm starting a special new mini segment, but it's just for
Oh.
you and it's just on your birthday.
Oh,
It's called
Morph.
Krono's Birthday Surprise.
wait,
Are you
what?
ready?
What did you do?
All right. Well, first off, I
What'd you
wanted
do?
to get you some presents, and you are literally the hardest person to buy presents for, especially when you don't
I
need
don't-
anything.
You gotta buy me things.
Yeah, but you don't need anything. That's the problem. You keep buying things so you have
I
everything that
haven't-
you need, and it makes it
haven't-
harder on me.
I haven't bought anything though. I have a stream tomorrow that I have to do that I was gonna play a game. I haven't even bought that game yet because everyone yells at me because I buy everything.
Okay, well, I'm getting that too, but
You can't get that.
I'm gonna get it for you too. Shush, shush. So anyway, we're gonna start with your first gift. All right, are you ready?
Okay.
All right, check under your seat.
It's Finn
No, check under your seat
under my seat. It's
where the slide thing where the foot bar is.
down here.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Is there actually something in
No,
my chair?
actually, check under your seat. Yes.
The fuck? Hang on. What? Did you put something in my chair? When did you do this? How did you get away
All
with
right,
this?
so
When did this
tell the crowd
happen?
what you got today?
Apparently a new overlay.
A brand
How did
new
you?
overlay. Check your
I have
DMs on
been-
Discord.
I have been in here the whole time. When did you do this? What kind
Don't
of
worry
power is
about it.
this?
So
I literally.
All right. All right, so everyone, let me show you what I got him. See, I got him a cool new overlay here.
What the hell, dude?
There you go. You could take that. There you go. That's yours.
Yo, that looks sick. That's actually perfect. That's exactly what I was
That's
looking
yours. All right, we're not done.
Yo,
You think we're done?
That's
You think
that's
we're
so
done?
sick.
Chrono, we're
That
not
is
done.
so sick.
All right, now check behind your pillow on your seat.
Behind the pillow on my seat,
Yes, the pillow, your headrest pillow. Check behind your headrest pillow.
there's something. But when did you do this? What the fuck? How did you manage this? Oh yeah.
All right, tell
This
everyone
one-
what you got.
I'm not allowed to. That's against TOS.
What?
I'm just joking. It's waifu time.
Waifu time. So you got one waifu time coupon. All
That's
right.
what happens. That's what happens when you get married and your wife's like famous and also busy.
All
You
right,
have to
check
actually,
under
like,
your keyboard.
translate shit in. Under my fucking key. I've moved this keyboard back and forth. How did I not find anything?
And what
Ma'am,
you
you're
find
gonna-
under there?
You're gonna have a real hard time with this one. It's 3 million kisses.
3 million kisses. That's
3
right.
million.
Heck yeah. All right, now go to the bathroom and check
There's
behind the
no way.
mouthwash.
There's literally no way there's actually anything in there.
Go.
I refuse
go
to.
check.
You're serious?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. Jesus.
All right, and we'll wait for our guests to return. I hope you guys are having a good night. It's kind of taking him a long time. The bathroom's not really that far, but... I think he might have gotten lost. I'm actually a little concerned. We may have lost our guest. How did I hide all of that? I'm not telling my secrets.
Okay, I'm really confused.
Hmm?
It literally just says walk to the bathroom.
Yeah, you want to walk to the bathroom and back. I'm keeping up with your health.
I'm so dead.
All right, now check on your speaker
There's
for
no
your last
way.
surprise.
On my speaker.
The one on the left side.
Where did all of this happen?
Don't worry about it.
What?
All right, tell everyone what you got. Are you gonna tell everyone what you got?
A V card?
Yes, you got a special V card. That's mine. All right, and that's you can redeem that from January until the 28th of March.
This is the now?
Well, no, like when the 28th starts. So like midnight.
You know that it's the 28th now, right?
Ooh.
28th is tomorrow. 29th is tomorrow.
Damn. Sorry. And that's
Shit.
it for our gift segment of the show.
What? I'm still blown away. How the hell did you hide all of this? Like, when did all the... Was it just in the time that I went to go get the food? Like, what the fuck?
Again, don't worry about it. Also, Lady Florena, thank you so much for the raid. All right, did you enjoy your gifts? Did you like
I
them?
did.
What's
I
your
did.
favorite? Out of all your gifts, tell everyone what's your favorite.
My favorite gift? All right, I'm about to hit you with the sap. My favorite gift is that you took the time to do anything for me at all in the first place. Not that you don't normally do that, but anyone who does those sorts of things is a gift all in itself.
Oh, don't make me
Why not?
blush. This is your
All I ever care about.
birthday.
All I ever care about. I don't need a bunch of shit. Just, the thought's all that matters. But
That's so sweet.
yeah,
I'm not telling you my secret though.
that's fine.
Hmm.
I don't know how you managed to do all that shit and I just didn't know about it, but like, I have to talk about that, all right?
No, we don't have to talk about that ever again. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that segment. It's probably never going to happen again. It was just for today.
That was wild. I'm like, wait, hold on. There's no way this is real. What the fuck?
All right.
I'm so dead, dude. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck? How? I'll walk to the bathroom. I was about to say, go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
you are to walk to the bathroom. I was keeping up with your health. I was trying to make sure that you were nice and standing up. Okay.
I mean, I see that. That's fair. I appreciate you looking
So-
after my health like that.
Of course. What kind of partner would I be if I didn't?
Of course, of course.
And also, guess what you get?
What's that?
A brand new car.
What?
Not in real life.
Oh, that's
I'll draw you a
unfortunate.
picture of a car.
All right, that's fair.
It's a Honda.
A Honda?
Yeah.
And draw me a picture of a Civic?
You want a Civic? That's not what I was going to draw you.
Oh, well, I'm also an Elden Ring player, so I'll take an Accord.
Okay, we'll give you an Accord.
All my Elden Ring players out there know exactly what I'm talking about.
A brand new car in Minecraft. Yeah, I could definitely give you that. I like that Minecraft car idea. All right, so Krono, let's continue our
Yes.
show. So
Go on.
If you had any advice, this is like, I feel like every YouTuber interview includes this question. But if you had any advice for any VTubers or content creators, since technically you've been making content longer than being a VTuber, if you had any advice with anyone just starting off, anyone who's really trying to push to be successful, what would that be?
That's kind of rough because I mean it's kind of a few things really when you think about it. From the VTuber perspective, take your time. I know everyone always says like, don't go all in buying a model this and doing all this other stuff. My biggest advice for a VTuber perspective is really think about how you want to represent yourself, like your design, what you want to do, and like don't rush it, don't push it out there immediately. You're gonna find a lot of situations where like you see a lot of really cool things that are happening and you're like, I want to be a part of that, I want to do that, right? And then you find the fastest way to get to there, and what you find out is that you end up doing like the same thing 3, 4, or 5 times, and like you're never really satisfied with any of it. So the first thing is like just take your time, build up what you want that's really going to make you happy in the end, so you only have to do it like once. From like a content creator perspective is like never really lose your passion. I know it's kind of like very vague to kind of say that, but like
No, that's a big one.
find what makes you happy in what you do and make that work for you. Like if you're passionate about something, you're always going to make that thing. It doesn't matter how well or how poor it does. It's always going to be there. Don't focus so much on the success route. I know it's kind of hard to say that, like when we're all out here trying to make it, right? Like everyone's trying to do their thing. But at the end of the day, if you don't love what you make, then you can't really expect anyone else to.
Yep. Oh, that is 100% true. That's 100% true. The passion is a big part of it. And I really like that. I love that.
It's hard not to lose it sometimes. It's really difficult. You're going to find there are a lot of situations where like something you really love to do, like it just doesn't hit the same with everyone. And it's like, it's hard to really like push that sort of thing. But
yeah,
what you'll find is that the more you really like that thing, the more you really love it, like the easier it is to keep doing it regardless of what's happening around you, you know?
Very true. That's really good. That's very nice advice, Krono.
Hopefully it helps someone somewhere. Who knows? Oh, and everyone has a different route to success. You can start, you can fail, you can start over, you can fail again, you can start over, and then, turns out you can succeed.
Yep.
No one's routes are the same. Just because it's not working for you the same way it works for everyone else around you does not mean that it's not taking you towards where you need to go.
To be honest, that's one of the hardest ones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's because, like, I don't know, there's really no baseline, I feel like, for what's considered being successful or not. And like, it's all personal about where you want to be. And it's easy to be really comparative when you see other people who are successful or unsuccessful, I guess. But, which I don't like saying that. I feel like everyone's like successful in a way, you know?
Yeah, like the only person you should be comparing yourself against is the person that you were yesterday, honestly.
Yep.
That's pretty much
Exactly.
it. That's the best thing you can do for yourself.
It's very wholesome for you. Usually you'd be
I
like,
try.
get good.
Listen, it's not always about getting. Sometimes it is a get good moment, right? But like this isn't a get good moment, you know?
Just stream better.
Hey,
Simply
that might be like
stream better. That's what Krono
to be fair, comparing yourself to yesterday is actually just get good in the nicest words.
Oh yeah, I know not a lot of people do this because I feel like whenever I mention it, people are like, what? But I watch my VODs all the time. Like, not like all the time, but like once a week. I'll like sit down and watch my VOD for a couple hours in the background.
So difficult.
It is. You will hate your voice at first. That's something everyone feels. I don't hate my voice. I don't particularly like my voice, but it doesn't bother me now.
Yeah, there's some people that do like their voice, like they don't mind hearing themselves talk. But the problem is you are your own worst critic. You will hear every mistake. You will hear every you will hear all of it. And it sucks.
Yep. Very, very true. But yeah,
But I think it's important.
exactly. It is. I don't remember what I was saying.
What is your piece of advice? I mean, I have
What?
other pieces of advice.
You're not supposed to ask me questions.
I just did.
You're not supposed to.
I'm
not
taking
prepared
over.
for
Now
this.
it's my desk.
I'm not prepared for this.
Oh, she's gone. That's crazy.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Also, like, this is like just a random extra piece of advice or whatever, because I see this happening. This is for VTubers in general. I'm not saying just VTubers. I see it happen to everyone. If you stream and someone shows up and they say something like mean or whatever, and you're like, don't do this. This is mean for me. And this upsets me. Don't post it online. Don't.
Yeah,
Just don't.
that is
People
not
people
good.
really are doing that because they want you to feel upset and they want you to be upset about it. And that just
Yeah.
vindicates everything that they did. Just like do what I do and like what me and my chat enjoys doing. Ban them and move on.
Yep,
I'm
exactly.
actually-
That is my biggest tip. I don't know why people are so like against doing that. Like if someone is invading your space or like disturbing your peace in like this is your stream, right?
Yeah,
Fucking ban their
100%.
ass. Like don't sit there and let someone like say things that are gonna hurt your feelings or like offend you or like are against the rules. And like sometimes,
think-
you know, some people come in and they joke and the joke doesn't hit right. And like I'm kind of forgiving on that. Some people immediately ban, but like yeah, if it bothers you, then ban them. You have your rules in place for a reason. Make your rules clear. Use the ban hammer.
I'm about to like put the money into it, but like I think it's like tier 2 as like a tier 2 member, a Nutty's channel. There's a thing he has that you can get for OBS that when you ban someone, it just does the animation of being thrown out of the airlock as an Amogus, but it shows like their little icon whenever they get banned. Just
That's
turn into
so
a fun little
funny.
game. It's great. But yeah, no,
Well,
it's just
okay,
it's
so there's kind of
cathartic.
a
Just get
problem
rid
with
of 'em.
that too, right?
Just get rid of them.
Because I had a friend, they don't stream anymore. They stopped streaming a few years ago. They would like have like a thing on stream every time people got banned. It was like an effect or whatever. It's like a mix it up effect where they got like smashed with like a hammer or something. And because of that, people would come into her chat all the time just to try to get banned.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I could see how
I feel
that'd be
like
a problem.
so the thing is with that, I feel like there's a lot of like nuance to that too. Because like it's not just like a black and white thing, right? Where it's like avoid trolls and you don't get trolled, or don't avoid them and they bother you more. It kind of depends, right? You kind of have to be prepared for what you put out there, what you allow. It's
Yeah,
like I ignore it. I ignore it because I don't want to deal with it. Period. Like if I bring attention to it, people are gonna, you know, they're gonna want to do it more because they know that it's gonna get to me and I'm gonna post about it or make a clip about it or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I used to like kind of be pretty laid back about it and not really say a whole lot or anything like that. But I got to the point now where I'm like, you guys really thought I was just being nice all the time? You walk over, no, I'm just gonna start crushing people. I have been.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. It's been very, very comforting.
It is. No, it's definitely
going
gonna put
on.
your
It's
foot
really
down.
nice.
I feel like I have a very good balance of that as well. Like
I think
I feel like I can like keep my streams really peaceful. I'm chilling. We're all being nice and sweet to each other, you know, with gremlin energy, but like
Of
don't
course.
cross the line, right?
I think the most recent one that was like the most beautiful moment for me was when I was doing the stream of fighting Masquerade Depth 100 or the Depth 10 Floor 10 Masquerade. That I'd been like literally fighting for like 4 hours, and on the clear run, someone was like, "I've been watching this whole time. You should just give up." And I literally won that run,
Asshole.
and they were in the video getting banned. So like, I was like, that felt so good. I just
Yeah.
remember getting like to like right near the end of the fight, and I'm like, I really hope this is the run. I really want him to be in this video.
Oh
Like, 'cause
yeah,
that's
no,
going
I'm
to
glad.
be in the video.
I feel like that's some fucking anime shit that happened to you because they
I was
said
like,
that
"Oh,
like
please."
you were fated to win. Yeah, I hate
Exactly.
that. Why are people so? Just don't be jerks, right? I'm here to vibe.
Yeah.
I'm here to have fun. I'm here to make sure you guys have fun and, you know, whatever. But like just don't, like, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, bitch, don't kill my vibe, like, please.
Exactly. And like, I've had moments where I was like, maybe I'm a bit salty, but like even chat understood, like at a certain point, I was like, I've been getting beat down for 4 hours, man. And for 2 of those hours, chat was heckling me. So like what do you want from me? It's like a man can only take so many beatings before he's had
trust
enough.
your instincts with that, right? You have the
Yeah.
thing is you have to have the right people around you, or just like understand, like, to keep yourself in check with that, right? So it's not like it's just strictly like just personal and I'm being salty, or like, is this actually just this person being a pain in the ass? But yeah, I mean, ultimately, regardless of if you could be being salty, it's your fucking chat, you know?
It was a fantastic piece of content, though. So
That is great.
while
That
they
is
got
beautiful.
banned, I do appreciate them for becoming the content for that video. Thank you. Because you know, Cry absolutely posted it and added extra stuff to it as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so keep your peace. Don't even mess with that.
Yep.
Ever.
Your space should be good. I mean, you spend a lot of time here, right? Most people stream usually longer hours. And why deal with like some bullshit like that while you're streaming? I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. Like, there's no need. And it sucks because like sometimes you're like, that's like one person watching, right? Regardless of the number, one person is one person. But like for that, like when you get rid of that one person who's making it uncomfortable, other people join. Because it's so obvious when you're uncomfortable, right? Even if you're playing it off, like the vibe is fucked up ultimately. You know, if you look at the vibe as like a thing. So, yeah.
For sure, for sure.
But yeah. I think we have an ad on the Twitch side.
We do.
Do I have any more questions for you? Let's look. Let's look. Also, sorry for that expired V card. I thought I would time it right, you know?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm watching you.
Yeah, but I thought it was like, oh, man.
It expires today though, so like as long as I just interrupt your stream, I'm still comfortable.
No,
I'm good.
It expired at midnight.
Yeah, but at midnight at the start of the day. That's trash.
Yeah, my bad. A month-long V card? I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't just be giving out V cards like that.
You're not just giving them out like that. I'm your. I think.
Everybody.
Do we need to explain to chat that I'm your husband? Like, what's going on here?
No, they know.
Do they? Gotta refund the coupons, exactly.
If you get like 5 expired coupons, you can exchange them for 1 select ticket.
For a select ticket? Dude, I'm picking the Star Gems.
Wow! Yo! He's taking those Star Gems over me, damn.
I'm picking the Star Gems. You gotta know, you have to understand what's important. And we all know we need the Star Gems, chat. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's like those
Chatting.
things. Would you prefer this OnlyFans model or this box of 10-piece chicken nuggets? Yo, I'm taking the nuggets.
I'm taking those nuggets, bro. Let's go. It will be the nuggets. Me or the PS5? You were never a question. It's the PS5. I always hated those. Like, it's like, will you pick me or the PS5? Well, guess what? The PS5 didn't ask me to choose,
Yeah,
so it's
not causing
it's
problems.
getting the vote.
It's not. Yeah, it's not causing problems. Fashion Friday.
That's
Well,
what
I
like-
just put 10:30 as a placeholder time. But yeah, we're not on like a
I need pee-pee.
schedule right now, but we are almost done.
Don't worry, she'll run out of questions for me. I can only yap for so long.
I am out of questions. Well, I have one last question.
Oh,
All right.
go on.
So, do you have any big projects you're working on? Feel free to share them here and tell the audience what you've got going on.
Okay, well, I
Skulls
mentioned
and
that
dual blades? No.
dual skulls. What are you talking about? Anyway,
I like that.
I would give up dual wielding for my wife any day of the week.
Aw.
But projects. So you probably saw it mentioned in chat beforehand, but Braver has its not redo expansion. That's the word. River's got its expansion coming up. So the next segment of the class interviews is going to happen. We have a follow up with River Otsu, since they were the ones who I did the Braver interview with them and Chumbo. Actually, I have to get in contact with Chumbo, our resident bow main. Outside of that, big projects. Well, I mean, I have technically a project with you we have been working on, which is design stuff. That we don't really have anything to show for right now. But can't really say it's anything we have at the moment, but that's something that's being worked on.
We have a couple of things that we're working on.
And as far as like content wise, I mentioned it briefly, but we do need to go back into the either the free to play series or kind of a rehash of the leveling process again, which is going to connect a little bit with that video idea you talked about with me beforehand, which was connecting kind of PSO2 stuff to analogs with other MMOs. We'll kind of understand them a bit better. Those are kind of like the main projects I have.
That one I'm really excited about. I think that one's going to be super helpful.
I'm wrapping up my week of Tribe 9. So I've got a progression video as well as my week of video for those, where I spent some time in, so on and so forth. So that should be fun. But outside of that, I'm just trying to not immediately lose my life to Xenoblade Chronicles X. Because I'm like on the cusp of just diving into that 100%. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, we also have a Monster Hunter update coming up pretty soon.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We have the Grand Hub.
I gotta reinstall it again. I couldn't fit in Zoe.
She uninstalled it again, boys. It's over.
I need more space. It's like almost enough. It's literally like it was like.
The funny part is she has an entire other hard drive. She still hasn't finished setting up.
But it's.
I bought her an entire other hard drive.
I don't know what's wrong with it. It's fucked up.
Is it even in your computer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then I told you we got to turn it off. We can fix that.
What if I put you on my computer?
I can't be put in the computer.
I can make that happen.
That's crazy how she uninstalled Monster Hunter though, chat. That's crazy.
I'll reinstall it. I just have to do it like the morning before I play. That's fine. It's not gonna take that long.
Whoa, don't flex on chat with internet speed. That's not nice. They already get mad at me as it is.
I just gotta swap games around sometimes. The issue is fucking PSO so big, and that's the only thing that like I can't like install. Like I play it too or uninstall. I play it too often to uninstall it and reinstall it and shit. Plus, you know, sometimes when it installs it, it's like fucked up and weird, and I'm not trying to.
Yeah, mess around with it.
Yeah, I've had to.
That's
deal
understandable.
With that for too many times, so.
That's understandable. You know, you mentioned how many I have any projects to work on. I have like 13 different projects in my head, and I'm just now. It's now dawning on me all these things I have to work on. Why'd you ask me this? Why have you done this?
That's huge. Yeah, I feel that. Every game is so freaking big. It's insane.
Yeah, I need to uninstall Genshin.
Like every game I play is insane. Like I need to just get into like small games. I don't even think there's small games exist. I mean, they do, but like
I have 546 gigs of space left on my hard drive. I have a 2 terabyte drive.
Can I get a 2 terabyte SSD?
You have one installed right now.
No, it's not that big.
It's 2 terabytes. What are you talking about?
No, it's not. It's full.
Chat, she has a 2 terabyte SSD installed. Literally, it's just not working. I bought it for her. She just didn't put it in.
I did. It's in. I put it in.
I put it in.
Whoa. Hey,
whoa,
yo,
hold
pause.
on, wait. Hey, wait, hold on. Wait.
Pause. Whoa.
Wait. Hold on. No, when we move, ultimately, I need to get a server set up actually for our place. I'm gonna set up a server not only for hosting games and things like that, but also for all of our like content stuff too. Any of the drivers now? It's just I need to go into our system and assign the drive properly.
Yeah. Honestly, we do need one because We do a lot of shit. Like our whole everything is kind of just on our computers.
Maybe I'll get a
Uh,
server rack after we move.
yeah, for sure. Do you think PSO is going to continue or is it coming to an end? PSO 2? I definitely think it's continuing. I don't think they'd be updating stuff like they are if it wasn't. It's just kind of crazy that it took 4 years for the first part to be complete. That's actually insane.
I don't think PSO2 is anywhere near an end. I think that's
No.
just kind of copium people have kind of developed in their head when they don't feel like they've gotten the game that they feel satisfied with.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not the end. Like, I would be unsatisfied if that was the end. But
Yeah, it's not even close.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to continue. I do hope progression's a little bit faster with story, though.
Yeah, I think right now we're in a very weird lull moment of
Mhm.
in between where they essentially completed the current like arc. I think the current arc of PSO2 is coming to an end. I think what they're doing is all going to be very new. I don't foresee any like we kind of got a small like taste of that with the legendary weapons. Or are they legendaries? Is it like the new legendary rarity? That's a first for like in Fantasy Star history. They've never done anything outside of the star system.
Like
So
any
this is
Phantasy Star game?
any Fantasy Star game. It's
Oh,
always been
that's
stars.
crazy. Okay.
So like this is completely different. This is completely new. Like
Legendary, epic, mythic, mythical.
like the thing of PSO, like do you think we'll get PSO 3? No, I don't. I actually think that's a terrible idea personally. Just because it starts the same like thing over again. Like it starts the same sort of cycle over again with Fantasy Star games. I've told Skulls this like 1,000 times. But like Fantasy Star games always start out very slow, figuring out their niche of what they actually are, and they build into like something really, really good by the time they get to their like latter half towards the end of it.
Yeah.
And while it seems like it's been a long time for us personally in PS or in the NGS space, we've been rapidly going through changes that we have never experienced in Fantasy Star games before. And like massive changes. The game is very different from its initial release, which is not the norm for Sega. They usually take much longer to get to anything, to be honest. So I foresee like it's hard to absolutely see what's going to be happening, but things have been like trending in a very strange way that we don't like. I can't predict what's going to happen next. Like I have
Yeah.
no idea. Like usually we can tell what's going to happen. I have no clue where they're going with this. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually kind of exciting.
Yeah,
Who
that's
knows?
really good though.
Could help you.
This is my first. I feel like every time it's like my first experience in like certain game series, I always like join when the crazy shit's happening or like something significantly different than most of the games happens. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, think about it. This is the first Phantasy Star game in the history of Phantasy Star games where there is no falls. Dark Falls is gone.
Yeah.
We've never
Yeah,
done
as
that.
far as like PSO 3, like I feel like as far as outward appeal to people who are just like super hateful of the game, yeah, but there's way too many cons. The cons are you're starting this whole cycle over again. Anyone attached to NGS is going to be pissed off. You risk the people who like NGS just leaving because they don't like 3. And yeah. One day, yeah, maybe, but like not anytime soon, I hope.
I will say, if you really want PSO 3, think of it this way. Goodbye all of your fashion.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, no, I want all my shit.
Goodbye everything
I've worked
you
very
have
hard
currently.
for all that shit. Like,
Like-
if they made it somehow magically, you can like transfer all of your shit, and you can fucking even maybe use your character data. That's a stretch. You don't need that.
That's the only way that would ever
Yeah.
work.
But like if they can't do that, that's a horrible idea. Now if they could, okay, yeah, because PSO3 is gonna make people be like, it's different. They could literally just do NGS at the current state and say it's PSO3, and all the people who left are gonna be like, oh my god.
What I
It's
find
so
most times
different.
is when people ask for another Phantasy Star, they ask for the old Phantasy Star. Like
Yeah.
existing through
noticed that
multiple
too.
Phantasy Star games, it's been like you have your subsection of people. Like it's even funnier playing something like PSU because people who play PSU, they talk about how much like they disliked PSO2 when it came out. Like base PSO2, which people tend to like rant and rave about how good it is. Like people who loved PSU, there were people who played Phantasy Star Blue Burst and hated PSU
Mhm.
comparatively, like to how the systems worked and how like they changed up a bunch of things. There's some people who will die hard fans of Phantasy Star Portable to Infinity. Like
Yeah.
they think that's like the cream of the crop where Phantasy Star got to its best, and like they never got back to that again. So like a lot of times it's like, oh, I want another Phantasy Star game. It's like, you really don't know what you're getting, man. It's like Final Fantasy. They're all different.
That's very true. They
They're
all seem
all
super
different.
different. When we did that video together where you kind of like showed me the different
Mhm.
Phantasy Star games, they're so drastically different from each other.
And I missed like a few of them. There were like DS games,
Yeah.
like Zero and all this other stuff. Like it's crazy.
Isn't that what PSO2 did to NGS? Well, NGS is still attached to PSO2. If PSO3 happened, it would be a separate game. So
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know if that would be very possible. From PSO2 to NGS, it would just kind of be silly if they didn't do that. But
this is the only time they have ever done like a proper connection in transfer of characters. It's never been done in the past.
yeah.
NGS is the only example of them doing that, and that was a very huge undertaking that caused a lot of problems. So I would never foresee that happening again.
Oh no, we started talking about PSO. Let the yapping commence.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I can end the
Nah,
I can
it's
un,
me
I can
too.
I can
I
end
love
the yaps.
talking
I'm
about
sorry.
PSO.
I just like talking about Phantasy Star in general, man. Like it's been a great ride going from universe to everywhere when it comes to
Yeah.
Phantasy Star.
I started in NGS. That's really like the only one I've played to this extent. But I love it so much. It's
It's
so
not a
fun.
bad one to be into though.
And as someone who likes MMOs, that's why like a lot of times with people's opinions about this shit, I'm like, you are not someone who's played a lot of MMOs, are you? Because like some of the things people complain about, I'm like, PSO had a lot of those things at the beginning, and there's some things that are just like a problem with MMOs in general, like dead content. I think most MMOs suffer with that. You know, it's just kind of par for the course when you update things constantly. But the amount that they've changed is like incredible. Like I've never really seen an MMO do that in the span of time that NGS has. At least like prior. Like now, I feel like now a little bit more. Yeah, people are doing bigger updates to it. And it was probably a lot harder to do back in the days of like physical expansions and shit like that, you know? But like, I don't know. It's just crazy to see the growth, whether it be like quality of life things or customization features. Now, they do have one thing where there's things that don't exist in the game, and it's just kind of frustrating to me. I'm like, why? Like the UI. I really don't understand why we can't adjust our UI. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, that's a common concern for a lot of people with different games.
Yeah.
And I find that certain games just like they're just so against messing with the UI.
Yeah, I don't get that.
As like I don't know why they're so against it, but I mean like I don't know. It's just to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah. Very true, very true. How long has it been on console? It was on Xbox at launch.
Since its inception, it's been on console. Yeah, the NGS was on launch. Yeah, on
PlayStation was
Xbox.
like the second year, I think.
It was added in later.
And
But
still
yeah,
no
it was-
Switch.
Well, yeah, the base PSO2 was on Switch only in Japan, and it was cloud based.
Oh, NGS isn't on Switch?
No.
I love how like I've heard that so many times and no one specified that. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not on Switch.
'Cause I was like,
almost
if NGS is just on Switch. Chad, stop breaking things. If it's just
Yeah,
on
it's-
Switch, that would be really cool to have.
Yeah, it's only cloud based, meaning that the game isn't like downloadable or whatever. Like you're playing via like a cloud server.
Yeah.
So, and it's, I mean, just because they have the infrastructure for it, it's not terrible. Like it works and stuff like that. I've had people play it and it had like crossovers and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, NGS has gone through like a pretty big change, and it's funny because like you think about other games like Final Fantasy 14 and things like that, or World of Warcraft, and I mean, even from Final Fantasy 14's perspective, I'm seeing people like they just had their 7.2 patch in 14, and there are people that are posting like their pros and cons, and it's like a list of pros and like 3 cons, and like, yeah, I still wouldn't recommend subscribing. And I'm like, dude, you just listed like 7 reasons why someone should play the game and 2 reasons why they shouldn't, and that's enough to not sub to the game. Like that's kind of crazy. But I don't think MMOs, yeah, they kind of changed a little bit, but the gamer has changed so much.
Yeah.
So much. Like there's no game that keeps up. There's
No,
none.
it's literally impossible. It's kind of expected though. It is.
It's
So I have a crazy thing. I've been saying this and like I don't know. I feel like I'm just like I don't know how to explain it.
what's up?
I'm trying to like actually like get my words together. I'm sorry.
Trying to word it.
Trying to word it. It's just my brain like crashed a second ago. I blue screened. Um, so oh yeah, what I was saying is like they should do promotion about like NGS globally, kind of like they do with like Black Desert, right? Because I feel like they're kind of in the same boat with like how sandboxy they are, just for different reasons, right? PSO is very fashion, people chill, they're social, and then like there's like the creative side. And then, of course, the combat's amazing. Think about it, Black Desert. The combat's fucking amazing, but people are okay with not being focused on that. I think the biggest thing is like the whole like perception. I feel like of PSO. I feel like if people just perceive it differently, people would like it.
I'm kind of indifferent on them like advertising it very heavily. I think until they can fix the issue of invalidating their own content consistently, I'm not really too worried about like them trying to advertise it too heavily. I feel like when they can do that and they can fix that problem, then I'm like, yeah, then advertise the crap out of it, because people will continue to play it over and over again. My concern with people getting into the game now is like that preconceived notion of nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, I want to say like above average with gaming, you can be caught up and done with everything you need to get in about a week in PSO2.
Oh yeah.
Like, and that's for some people that's
like
not a good
thing. As soon as I log back in and actually play the next time, I'm gonna have all the shit I need.
We could have you done in a day. Like realistically speaking, you'd be done.
Yeah.
And have everything you need to get.
And I get that, and that's kind of like why I don't keep up as much either, right?
And it's,
but I guess that makes more sense to fix the root of the problem rather than like diverting the problem to other things.
yeah,
Like here, do
like,
this shit instead. It's like no, the other things should still exist, and if people are enjoying those things, they want to play more. They'll eventually find like the creative side, and if they're into it, they do it. If they're not, they're not. You know, not everyone's into it. I know some people whose creative spaces still look like the base one after years. You know.
exactly. Like I mean, I'll tell you right now, like the when new content's released in games, it's not so much that there's a ton of things to do with that new content or it lasts a super long time. Like realistically speaking, like I always use 14 as an example because like it just has recent updates, even World of Warcraft, things like that. Is people finish the story in like a couple of hours. They get the dungeon, they've run it a couple of times, they've done it already. They run the new fight, it's done. Like you can be done in like a day or two, and you've done everything that the patch has to offer. Well, then where's the replayability? Why is they doing it? Well, there are mounts, there's previous stuff. Like those games exist and they thrive off of building their content over a long period of time to have multiple things to do that are actually reasonable to do.
I even
at all
bring
times.
up WoW sometimes. Like think about it. Like you can go fucking farm old ass bosses just because you want like a pet or a mount or some fucking transmog that comes with it, or
there's like a level
farming.
of collection or prestige, or like basically those games are built on like you're not just here to do this one thing, you're here to do this one thing, and when you're out of doing that one thing, there's like all this other stuff you could have been doing, right?
Yeah,
like
but it's like you don't have to, but also like it's really beneficial and fun if you do. And that's what I want them to have. Like they do have like some cosmetics and stuff, but it's for a game that's super fucking into fashion, and like they're aware of this very obviously. Like why wouldn't they? Like that's just the easiest way to make that stuff remain relevant and always stay relevant.
Yeah, it's tough to conceptualize exactly how those games like do so well to a lot of people, because the thought process is like there's just not enough for us to do. There's not enough content. There's not stuff for us to do. The reality is that PSO2 drops a new thing for you to do like every week. It's good for that week, and then the next week there's a new thing to do and you do that thing. But like if you don't need to do that thing or you don't care about that thing, like for me, I've been best in slot geared for like months now. Like I've been completely geared to the teeth for a while. So until like a new challenge comes out, there's no reason for me to really, sink my teeth into PSO2. Like it's just been like log in that one day, get something that like I might need for for my gear currently, and then like log out. That's it. I'm good.
Exactly.
But like, if I were to play 14, the same concept, I'd be like, all right, cool, I did that. Time to go do Palace of the Dead and see if I can solo that with this class, or go farm this mount, or go work on this, or so on and so forth. Like, farming money can only take you so far.
Yeah. Especially with it being like the best method is a very like kind of mind-numbing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's like not difficult and it's kind of peaceful sometimes when you're in the mood, but if that's all you do every day in the game, that is a very easy way to burn out. And honestly, I think that's why I had like my mini burnouts, is because like that's all I would do, which is fine until like I'm like, what am I doing?
See, and I want to use this as an example, and like, Datron, don't take this like as an offense or whatever, but this is what I mean. People don't really understand what is actually being missed. The idea is that we need more. Like, we need more. We need to stop overriding what we have. We have a ton. We have a ton of things that can be done.
Too. I was gonna make that point too a second ago. Like, as much as I like, am like PSO always is up to date. Sometimes I do wish that they would just do big chunks of updates and just like give us like, I don't know, like a lot of LTQs and like things like that are kind of experimental sometimes, but like I would rather have that than like the rotating content that just doesn't really pique my interest at all.
Yeah, we have an entire map full of instance content that's completely unused.
Yep.
We have entire zones that are untouched,
just empty,
that you don't go to anymore. They're completely empty.
Exactly.
Like, there are plenty of things in the game that can be done. Like, people always kind of like, we need a bulk of this, or we need a big chunk of that. I'm like, we have tons of it. It just needs to be a part of the daily process. It needs to have some like, we need proper scaling. We need to just not overwrite things. Yeah. We overwrite everything. Every time a new thing comes out, that's the new thing to do, and overwrite everything else. Like, the minute there is a better farm than deck space is dead.
Oh yeah, it's dead.
It's 100% gone. The moment they upgrade another piece of content that beats out deck space's farm per hour, it's dead. No one's going back there. It's not even like, oh, you're at this gear point, you go farm. No, it's gone. You don't go there anymore. You go to the new thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just, it sucks. But like, and the hardest part is like getting that feedback out there, because everyone's going to come from the perspective of like, I just want more. And I'm like, yeah, you want more, but we have a lot. We need to do those things.
I think the main thing, and I've even discussed like doing another survey, is like people just sometimes don't know how to like articulate what they want out of frustration. And that's what I noticed when like I took a lot of people's answers and had them respond in certain ways, was it was like kind of easier to understand what they want. Like, sometimes they're just mad and frustrated. Like, you're like, I want more, but it's because what you're doing isn't really like fulfilling to you, or as soon as you're attached to something, you have to move on to the next thing, and that might not be your cup of tea, you know?
Exactly.
So they feel like they want more, but realistically you want to have content that you enjoy, that has a lot of replayability, you know, and then you won't feel like you want more, because the more isn't helping. It's just making it worse, if anything. You know?
Yeah. No, I've played I've played in Guild Wars, and that concept does work, and it's nice, and it kind of keeps you in those zones and those areas. It's very similar to that of Final Fantasy with their fate system. It's something, right? It's there. But it's more about just like, it's more about like still keeping those things relevant in the first place. It's just, it's a lot of it is keeping things relevant for a longer period of time. And the issue is we keep nothing relevant for any period of time. It is week by week. That's what it's like. It's always hard to hear people like, oh, we need more. And I'm like, dude, we get every single week.
Enemies? Remember farming gigas? Remember doing like, why even do that stuff now? There's absolutely no point. And like, that's something I kind of miss. Like, the open world's always been dead and empty. But like, I've met some of like my friends I have now in NGS through fucking running in circles in Redum and farming fucking, you know, dread enemies. And, you know, farming gigas in between, or I don't know. Like, I've met people in combat sectors too, but like, it's not the same thing when you're just farming for money. Everyone just kind of like knows what they're there for, party up, and then just holds a button and doesn't really want to be bothered, which is fine. Yeah, you know, but
the entire concept of my setup for farming deck space is I can hold one button and not even look at the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
While watching anime. So like, that's kind of that thing you do.
But yeah, I just wish that they would just I don't know, take the things that we enjoy and give them to us in a way that we can enjoy them longer, rather than just like
Yeah.
being like this and that. Because like there's like I don't most of the time, I know it's not the same for everyone. Everyone has their type of LTQs that they like, but 90% of the time when there's LTQ, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like I
Yeah.
don't care. What do I get from it? Okay, is it something I need for anything I need now? No. Okay, I'm not running this. I don't care. And like then there's some that come and then they leave and I'm sad about it. Like
Yeah, there's some that are just like so much fun to do.
and then they just disappear and then you're like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? I guess stand in the lobby again. Or like the limited
And
UQs, man. I'm still really pissed off about the Aegis one. I'm like, just leave it like that. Just leave it like that. Make that the permanent. What are you doing?
and it's another thing that kind of this happens with as well, and this is a lot of what happens here too, is worth. Everyone looks at things from a perspective of worth. Like, is this enough money for me to do this? Is this worth my time doing this? Is it worth? We don't look at things for fun first. A lot of times it's like, how much am I getting off of this? Why am I doing this other than just farming deck space, so on and so forth. And like, yeah, I can understand that, but a lot of that is what's caused kind of the situation we have currently. Like, a very common thing people like to compare is, oh, well, you know, in 14 or in World of Warcraft, you do raid content because then you get the gear from the raid content, right? So you think, so what's the point of getting that gear, right?
Yeah.
The hardest content was the raid content. You beat it and you got the gear. That's just to do the raid content better, right? Well, from Phantasy Star's perspective, everyone wants to be able to get into that content and wants to be able to do the difficult content or whatever, but they want to be able to get rewarded for what they're doing, and everything else has to also be rewarding as well. We had a situation where it was much more rewarding to get or to do harder pieces of content for a while, and the very common thing was that no one could get a hold of these things. Everything was too expensive. It's not worth gearing. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. And a loop started to happen of things becoming cheaper and cheaper because it's starting getting added into more and more content. It's a lot easier to get a hold of things, better to get a hold of these things, to the point where like there's no reason to even look at a lot of the harder content, because even the more annoying content, you don't have to do it because you get everything from the easier stuff anyway. So now we have a situation of there's not a single best in slot augment that's over a mil right now. Not one. They're all under a mil. Like the only thing that's over a mil is the AC augments, and that's it. Like the Lars augments and the Anati augments, because those aren't
pricey,
available.
But
Yeah, they're not available consistently. But like we went into this loop. They're dirt cheap. Like you can get best in slot for almost nothing now, and
which also
that's gonna keep
really
happening.
fucks up, like, because like I don't know, that was a really lucrative way to make money in PSO. It's like you kind of got rewarded for farming, right? You don't feel like farming the things that are kind of like not just money farm. Like that's why we would farm other combat sectors, you know? That was like fun to go revisit some of those because we could craft certain augment capsules, but like now it's just not worth it. The only thing that's really worth it to farm for a long period of time is just money, and that's insane.
Yeah, deck space is the only farm. That's it. And it's part of it has come down to like the thought process of like, rewards always suck, give us better rewards. Rewards always suck, give us better rewards. And we don't want to deal with drop rates. Drop rates are too low, so on and so forth. Well, now fashion's expensive and gear is cheap. So good luck. I'm glad I'm tier 1 or type 1. Good luck to my type 2 homies out there, because it is getting difficult.
It's so bad. Like prices, like if you go back like 6 months, prices have like almost doubled. Actually, some of them have with certain things.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because weapon camos have kind of stayed the same, right?
Yeah, weapon camos are actually stable.
Yeah, they were
But
like the
voices
higher
and
price
fashion
items,
is super
like
expensive.
20 plus mil. It would always be like, okay, but it's like it's a weapon camo, right? Now the base wear that I want a lot of the times, or if I want a hairstyle and it's like it's popping for that scratch ticket, I'm paying over 20 mil. There's no way I'm not paying under 20 mil. Like
100%.
maybe 18 mil if I get really lucky and a bunch of people pull and want to undercut each other, but that price goes away very fast. And yeah, I still think oh god, we're gonna talk about PSO all night. I still think that one free scratch thing they do sometimes, they just need to do on every scratch ticket. Like, why not?
Yeah, for sure. It should. I think it's something that would be really beneficial for the community.
Give free
At one
players
point,
some
you have a
slots,
chance to
give them
learn.
a free scratch ticket. They could either get something they want and not have to buy it, or they could just sell it on the market and make a little bit of money that way if they get really lucky.
All right, I'm gonna give you. You're gonna get exclusive early content
Me?
because this is like a whole video that I'm planning on put together. But like, there are
Exclusive.
very, very key things that I feel like would make a massive difference in Phantasy Star, like beyond all belief. And it's difficult to like tell people this is exactly how things should be without like saying that I want the game to be a specific way for me. But there's a few things that like which would make sense. The first thing is not one that not everyone would like, is the leveling process needs to slow way the fuck down. Like
Yeah, it's like
extraordinarily.
stupid high.
It is you don't like leveling means nothing. You level so incredibly fast, you blitz everything. And I haven't done it in a while, but like the process or the progression is 3 weapons. It is the one they give you at like a 2-star or something like that, 2 or 3-star, the evil cult weapon, and then the level 65 weapon. And that's it. Everything in between is a waste of time.
Yep.
And you don't really look at it at all. You go through the story, and as soon as you hit the end of the story, you're basically close to max level, which it's not a terrible thing. Like getting up to max level is, that's where most things are.
That's
because
fine,
the
but
current
like
state
the
of
higher
the game.
level should slow the fuck down. Like
Well,
it
it's
doesn't have
because
to be like Black Desert slow, but it needs to slow down a lot. Past
Well,
like
it's
75.
it's mostly because we like the current state of the game. No one's in early game, so they want you out of there as soon as possible. The issue is that if people actually went into early game, you wouldn't have to rush out of there. That brings on to like the other thing I feel like we really need: scaled content. Characters need to scale. We need players to scale. I need to walk into a zone in Alio and not be level 100.
Yeah, and literally like normal attack something to death.
Yeah, like
Because it's level
it's
fucking
okay for me to be strong comparatively, but like we need to scale in those zones. And
The
then
only thing is
on
like they
top,
would have to maybe change the weapons, how they work, because like some of them are level based to equip them.
well, it,
maybe it
it doesn't have
doesn't
to reduce your level. Like it can just reduce your power
But like
to that
reduce your
level.
like health and like power.
Like your
like,
health,
strength or
just like
potency.
a blanket scaling across your character. Like
Oh.
not even your like just scale your stats down
Easy,
while
they
you're
can
in
just put a cap on it for that area.
like have stats of like a level 20 or something. You can still be
Yeah.
very strong for that area. That's fine. But like that needs to scale. And what it does is it creates a situation where if I'm level 100 and you're level 20, we're not going to be equal power, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to be 50 times stronger than you. I'm going to be like a bit stronger than you, and that's totally okay.
Yeah,
But
exactly. I feel bad
with-
when like I try to help new players with like going through certain things or like doing certain things because like they don't get to do anything. It's like I'm either gonna stand there and not help them, or I'm gonna one shot everything. It's like
Exactly.
okay. It's like all right, let me
But,
put
like-
a low weapon on. Oh wait, I'm still level of fucking 100.
Yeah, like the thing is like with that, then
Mhm.
we can create a system where it makes sense for us to go into older urgent quests, older content,
Yeah, exactly.
older
Like,
things.
what's the point of doing all
Create
that
then
stuff?
a queue system.
Mhm.
Incentivize going back with other players. It's something that, to be perfectly honest, 14 created it, WoW copied it, and it works really well.
Yeah,
It's-
we were
you
talking
create a
about the
queue
mentor
system.
system the other day as well.
Right. The mentor system was well, I have my gripes with that system, but just in general, like the queuing system. Imagine you log in for the day, and instead of it saying, "Hey, do one LTQ," it says, "Hey, queue for a piece of content, like queue in this roulette of content," right? And then you queue in to someone who's like, I don't know, level 15 or 20 that wanted to do the urgent quest that's currently up.
Mhm.
Now you're queued with them, and you're not super over leveled. You're the same level as them, but you got that piece of content done, like for your daily, right?
Yeah.
You get some form of currency you can use to like work on upgrading something or something along those lines. Like it kind of all like fluctuates into the same thing, but
Mhm.
it removes the currency aspect from upgrading your gear. You make a secondary currency basically, where that's not
Yeah.
just money. So it takes away the whole thought process of having to grind your brain out for money every single day. which could be a good and a bad thing. Like, it depends on how you look at it. It gives a thought process of players like actually interacting with everyone across the actual game itself, and it gives
Yeah.
leveling kind of like a purpose.
That's something
Like,
I was gonna mention too. Is like, it's so like, we have so much dead content that I feel like if I was a new player, right, as someone who doesn't really like watch guides, I just jump into games, right? I would see all this stuff and it sounds fun, it sounds cool to do. But who are you going to queue with? Who are you going to play with? Right? No one's playing that other content. But like if you do have
Exactly.
like a roulette for that, then that player can queue for that, and guess what? Some people might show up there, even if it's like some low level content, even if like, let's say for some reason we don't have like scaling or something like that. It still would be like, it's still about the experience, right? And then you can help a low level player. And it's just like when I jump into stuff in Final Fantasy and like I end up playing with some people way stronger than me, you know, and they're just crashing through everything. Not to that extent, not like PSO, but yeah, it's like, it's nice sometimes. You're like, oh, that was nice. They got me through that. Awesome.
yeah, like I don't know how many times I've queued into dungeons with sprouts, like
Mhm.
running through their first level 15 dungeon. I'm playing healer. I'm like, sir, it doesn't matter what you walk to, you will never die. Have fun.
Yeah.
And they go sprinting into like a giant mob of enemies, and like we just run through the dungeon and it's a good time. Like, yeah, am I overpowered? Absolutely, but I'm not one-shotting everything. They get to play the game, and everyone has a fun time. And at the end of it, I got a piece of currency that I can now use for something I need in endgame. They got to get through their dungeon. I got to get the currency I needed. We both won out at the end.
Yep.
But without any form of scaling, there's no way anything like this can ever exist, is the biggest issue. Like, I don't think anyone would care if it took a little longer to get to endgame if you could always play with your friends and you could always go through, like, you went through things at your own pace. That's what I loved about 14 is I could play at a breakneck pace, and like even you're like when you go play 14, I can join you for whatever you're doing. Doesn't matter. I'm not ruining your experience. I get to just play my class, scale to whatever you're doing at the given time, and it works perfectly.
Yeah.
So that's a big
It
thing.
just,
Scaled
it
content.
really sucks because it feels like almost like if you're a new player, you kind of, not that you're punished for it, but you can't truly enjoy all those pieces of content that we got, because we enjoyed them because we played them as they were coming out. So we played them as they were relevant, and then when after they became relevant, we moved on to the next thing. But it feels like if you start now and you're like, oh hey, Cannonball whatever sounds really cool, who the fuck are you gonna play that with?
Yeah, no one's doing that. Good luck.
Zero
Like,
people are doing that, right?
the game
Like,
basically is like you start and you go through the story.
Yeah,
and anyone's like,
exactly.
yeah, what level am I? Like, what am I doing? And you go do your story. Go do your story. Like, that's it. That's all you have to do. You go do your story. Your story is the only thing that's going on,
that's
and
what
that's
I
it.
I feel bad because like when people start and they ask me as they make progress, they're like, oh, I'm almost here and here and here. What do I need to do? Or like, what can I do? I'm like, do the story. Like, okay, well, I'm here. And they're just like, all right, do the story. I'm like, just do the story till you get to the end. And I get that, like, sometimes, like, it's fine if you just want to get to the end. Like, that's your goal. But if you just, like, want to, like, slowly learn things about the game and, like, just kind of take your time, it feels like you really can't, because, like, what are you going to do in between? You're not going to do any of the content, and no one's doing it. And if you can get through it by yourself, that's crazy. Good job. But a lot of that stuff is, like, I don't know. It just... It's like once
could
you get up
introduce
there to the end, you're good, you're fine, the things are awesome, but they need to give us a reason to go back and play some of those things. They need to like make it so that new players can experience that. And if they don't want to and they just want to blitz the story to the end, they should have that choice. I love games that give you that choice. I absolutely do.
Imagine if we went through a story, right? And when you got to the point of fighting Nextalio and like the first portion of it, instead of like fighting Nextalio by yourself, you queued into Nextalio's urgent quest. And I don't know, 7 other people that just randomly queued with you scaled into your fight, and like that's how you fought Nextalio instead. Instead of fighting him by yourself, you fought him in like a group, right?
And think
like,
of
that's
how
basically
fun that
what
is.
happens.
It might be like 7 other overpowered players and you guys beat the shit out of it and it's funny, or it's
like
7 other people who are brand new, or a mix of people, and like, you know, you get the satisfaction of helping out some new players who may not know the mechanics or may not, you know, I don't know. It's just...
And then you can choose like, oh, do I want to do that, or do I want to just do the regular solo mission? And you can just do the solo mission if you want to and keep going.
Exactly.
Like, and you could slow it will give a way to introduce all of those pieces of content that currently aren't being used into also interact with like think of something like Monster Hunter, right? Like we talked about doing SOS Hero. I'm done with all the hunts I need to do. Just to have fun, I'll just click SOS and just randomly click a mission and just jump in with someone randomly to go help
Yeah.
them with the mission that they're doing. When you get geared, a lot of times you just want to just play for the fun of it and get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it always gonna be the best thing you need? No, but like to get some form of progression by just playing randomly is always a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think of like how I used to play WoW, because that has to be the MMO I've had the longest history with, right?
Mhm.
I played for like 11 freaking years, and like the way I used to play sometimes was kind of the way I play PSO. I would chill in the lobby. Most of the time we'd be at like Orgrimmar, right? Just either flying above or like right out front. And then
Mhm.
I'd queue for something. I'd queue for a dungeon, PvP, whatever. And yeah, queues took a while, but I'd still do my like lobby ratting and chilling and hang out with friends as I wait for a queue, and then boom, do some random piece of content that I queued for. Because most of the time, 99% of the time, I did random queue because it was fun.
Yeah,
You
that's
did have those experiences, you know, where you queue for something, you play something, and you're like, okay, well, I'm not the level for this. Or you like queue in your level bracket, which would be cool if they included that, but I don't want to add too many concepts. You know, if they do consider this, we'll get there eventually. But like,
yeah.
you know, you can queue outside of it and then end up in something that's like one of the first dungeons or whatever. I love that. Like, you get all of that out of it. And if you want to pull away from everything, you can chill in lobby and not queue. If you know, want to farm, you can queue and farm for some shit, you know? It just feels like there's no reason to do that aspect of it. And it feels really weird because there's so much content. And there's so much content that I personally enjoyed a lot, but like not in the same way that I would like go back and just like do it now, because it just feels like it's not really worth it at all.
Yeah. And it's one of those situations where at this point in time it's just not going to be something that anyone's going to really be able to enjoy anymore, unfortunately. And I mean, this is a lot of like very drastic changes
Mm-hmm.
and like really big system things that would need to be done. This is just like my, if I could redesign everything, what I would probably redesign. And I think it would create a situation where players would have more of an incentive to be online and to play. And
yeah.
even if you had like your gear done or whatever, like just how can I put this? There's, and I've always said this, there's a level of randomness you need in all of these games to keep them fresh. Like you need to have some like level of randomness or it's going to get stale. That's why I'm such a big pro. Like
Yes.
every time they do a new quest or whatever, I'm like, please let it reset per run. Don't do a daily. Like daily is so incredibly like, I get it's like, okay, once a day, that's fine. It rotates or whatever. But like, there's so many quests we've had that would have been so much better if they were reset every single run.
Yes,
We had an
I
LTQ
would love
that
like
was
rotating stuff like that. That's so fun. That
like we had
keeps
an
you playing
LTQ.
longer.
Yeah.
Like, think of it. You might get unlucky and like queue the same one, or like you want to see how many there are, or like what the different fights are like. I don't know.
Yeah, like the boss LTQ that we got, it was like the 3 bosses and then like the boss in the center or whatever. Like that one was amazing because you never knew what bosses you were gonna get. Like you'd go into and fight a bunch of different bosses, and there were like 2 or 3 different bosses that every single room could have, and the final boss was one of like 3 or 4 bosses. And like yeah, it's not a whole lot of difference. A lot of times you got the same bosses over and over again, but like this the level of randomness and the level of chance and different things you come across that just felt good.
My thing is, why can't they put quest types like that in PSO just permanently? And just
I
keep it
don't
relevant.
know what's up with the LTQ system, to be honest. I think it's
like
I think the
it's- I
LTQ
get it
system
with the
stems
really
from a
experimental ones, right? Like when we first had our like first 24 mans or first all ship ones and shit like that.
I think it stems from a place of we want more things to do consistently and they don't want to oversaturate everything at once.
Yeah.
So they keep coming up with quest types to throw out there every single like week, which I don't think is a good idea. I think it's
not.
going to cause problems overall, but it is what it is. I mean, I get to yap about this forever. I do on my stream all the time. So
Yeah.
if you want to hear me yap about it, by all means, come to my chat and bait me into the yaps and it'll happen.
Mods, you know what to do.
I've
I did
baited
that
the I've baited the entire talk show into it, so
Well, okay. Well, we can wrap up here and move on to Fashion Friday. So, with that being said, since we're ending this part of it, tell everyone where they can find you and if you have anything that you'd want to, advertise right now.
sure. As far as where you can find me, youtube.com/Krono Katastrophy, twitch.tv/Krono Katastrophe. Of course, you can also find me in Discord. I'm not only in my own Discord, but also in Skulls' Discord. I mean, either one of those locations, you're in both, of course. On X, it's Twitter. It's Twitter. We're calling it Twitter. Don't call it X. That's cringe.
You called it X. No one said nothing.
Twitter.com/ZenKronos. Where else? I think that's all the places that you can find me. As far as shout outs, I have the best wife in the world. So get wrecked, nerds. You can find your person while playing video games. Just keep playing video games.
That's
you
sweet.
can find the one while playing video games. I am proof.
The one what?
Okay. The one.
Like Neo?
You're the one, Neo.
I'm Neo. Yes.
Oh yeah, we're playing. Oh, okay. Side note, it totally unrelated or whatever, but I'm gonna say it just because I just saw the words "Wuthering Waves." Rover is now the greatest MC of all time.
Yeah.
No one's close. It's not even funny. I'll show you later. Homie just became Jinwoo for no reason.
Damn. But yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up our talk show portion of the stream today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely didn't stick to the time limit, but I really like talking about PSO stuff like that. We should just have a yap session sometime where we just like yap about. I mean, we do. We just play PSO while we're doing that.
Yeah, I'm always down for the apps.
You know,
And,
would
like,
you collab with me one day? I'm a big fan.
You remember you asked, like, we'll probably hang out tomorrow or whatever for the birthday and all that stuff. Well, yeah, we will. And you can join me and we can yap tomorrow on stream.
You're gonna collab with me?
Yeah, you want to come join me? I was thinking about playing some Xenoblade. Figure you might want to come along with. Yeah. Don't sniff. Whoa, on stream? In front of him? Whoa. Whoa.
Is that unprofessional?
Like, a little bit.
Oh.
You're not supposed to show them you do that, okay? Wowie indeed.
All right, well.
In front of my salad? In front of my nuggies? Really?
Well, we're going to take a quick break. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of here. There we go.
Don't yeet me.
We're
Don't
gonna
yeet
take
me.
a quick break, and then we are going to return for Fashion Friday. So I will see you guys in about maybe 5 minutes or so. That was cool. I'm glad you guys liked it. Yes, happy birthday, Krono. Big happy birthday.
I can't breathe out here. Help.
You're fine. It's not space. It's the afterlife. You can breathe.
She threw me into space. Help.
You're not in space.
I don't have no rope out here.
Oh, rope? What do you need a rope for?
Pull myself back and help.
Oh, no. Yeah, you stay out there. So, yeah, we'll be back in just a minute, guys, okay? We're going to do Fashion Friday, so tell your friends.
Fashion D's.
Oh, also, those of you on YouTube, the stream is going to end, but I will meet you on the Fashion Friday.